Hello everyone, and welcome to your Aries New Moon Wishes for April the 15th, 2018. The Aries New Moon Sign readings, of course, are all about the equinox energy. So whether you're in the Southern Hemisphere and this is your harvest season, or this is the vernal equinox for you, the spring equinox in the Northern Hemisphere that is initiating your new year energy, what you're planting, what you're sowing at this particular time. It's a very auspicious moment. So I wanted to take a moment to let you know some of the things that Great Mother has been seeding in and through me to and for you. These new moon wishes, I am taking the time to actually write out suggested new moon wishes for you. If you're not familiar with working with new moon energies or how to work with them, it's basically really being clear about what your intentions are, writing them out, no more than 10, and you want to be sure that they're individual wishes. So for example, you want to go out and have more fun, and you want to make more friends, as an example. Those are two wishes, and they need to be separate. So I want to go out and have fun is one wish, and I want to make new friends is the second wish. Not sure exactly why it doesn't work when they're combined. It may have something to do with dictating how we want our blessings to come to us, which really does stagnate the manifestation process. The other thing that you want to keep in mind when you work with your new moon wishes is that they are just for you. We don't make wishes for other people. Again, imposing our will in that space of creation is an energy that we really want to avoid because it attracts that energy to us. So to maintain our autonomous divinity in a way that is pure, in a way that is clear, clearly channeled, we want to keep that wish for us, for ourselves, those wishes just for us. We can introduce the process to others at any time. And you want to just write them down, not meditate on them, but do put them away so that you can later reflect on them as your lunar cycles progress. You can come back and reflect on what has manifested. You'll begin to be very astonished by how quickly things do come into manifestation working with your new moon wishes. And so you won't have to look back at it very often. What you will discover is that things that do not manifest will probably be because they were somehow combined, or they are very core issues that you're working with and working through. So those are just some hints. I'll give you some more kind of rules of the road in terms of working with that. As Jane Spiller says, I'm one of her students working with lunar energies, and so that will be on your link to the blog on greatmotherspeaks.info. Suggested new moon wishes for your moon sign. Speaking of the vlog, this new lunar year for Aries moon sign people, your video has already been posted, and so it talks about for each of you when your new moon comes each year, what Great Mother is coming through and saying will be some of your challenges and all of the energy that's available for you to actually feel the support of your divinity throughout the year. And so it's a very interesting look at how to plan for the year coming up. Again, we all have our own houses, our own degrees of when our moon came in. You may not have been born during the new moon in Aries, obviously. You could be born in November and your moon was a full moon. Well, if it was a full moon, it was in September, for example, because that is the Aries full moon. And so your Aries moon might actually be there. And so that's where the personal readings come into play. These are general readings about the general energies. So remember to book at greatmotherspeaks.info. And speaking of that, this month until the 30th, there is a sale on readings. All our readings, Great Mother Speaks readings, your moon sign readings that are normally $85, and the hour readings that are normally $65, Great Mother Speaks readings, they're all $50. So that is an encouragement to really get some information about this very auspicious season to help you kind of jumpstart the year for you in terms of planning this planting season. The moon is really, really important with regard to planting and harvesting. want to be sure that you also know that the Mama Drama Trauma website is finally up. So mamadramatrauma.info is up and ready to go. I want to let you know about the support group. This is a group that is using the Great Mother Speaks Oracle deck as a coaching tool to really support the general welfare of survivors of mama drama trauma. In my coaching work, I have found that supplemental support throughout the week is very useful, and in joining a group in kind of the pilot experiments that I've had so far has really proved quite powerful. So it's very limited, small group, and so I think 5 is the maximum that we're just starting out with because we do really work through some of the principles and share ourselves anonymously through audio conferencing. So it's an opportunity for you at mamadramatrauma.info, which is the sister site to Great Mother Speaks.info, both of which are on the home site of themotherbond.com. So if you're just generally kind of rolled up on Great Mother Speak and you're like, what the heck is going on? Check out themotherbond.com. It's just a general overview of what we're talking about in terms of maternal yin, Holy Spirit energy, and how it manifests as the good, bad, and divine mother in each and every one of us in each and every way. And to get a little bit more understanding about how to work with this energy and insight about just really how we experience that energy and why we experience it in the various ways that we do. Those are just really getting started up. But want to let you know about that. And last but not least, these new moon readings that you're watching are readings that are basically going to amplify, enhance, really refine and focus your understanding of what Great Mother's messages were throughout the second quarter readings. Now, we just had our second quarter readings posted for April to June. So the general 3-month period, we have 4th of the year. We did January to March, the first quarter, just overall what's going on during those lunar cycles. Now just posted are the second quarter readings that are all about what's happening up until June. Now we have a respite the second quarter from eclipses. We are still in Leo North Node, Aquarius South Node in the Western, and Cancer North Node or Rahu, and Ketu Capricorn in the Sidereal. But we are having some reprieve. No activity going on until the end of July, which will be the third quarter. So this reflection period is really important when I come in with these shorter messages, new moon, full moon messages, April, May, and June, to further refine your understanding and expand on what she was saying. However, if you have not watched those videos or you picked up something that you think that you want to go back and reflect on, again, the link is below to your second quarter readings. Well, I really, really do hope that you enjoy them. Remember, the second quarter readings do have a 25-minute introduction for people to understand what these readings are about, who Great Mother is speaking to, and how to use these readings to know the difference between your emotional voice and when Great Mother is speaking to you. So we took some time on those second quarter readings to do that. So if you've already listened to that, remember, fast forward to about 27 minutes at the beginning of your second quarter reading. So with no further ado, here from me to you are your April 15th Aries new moon readings from Great Mother Speaks. Hello, Aries, Taurus, Moon people. Welcome to your Aries New Moon reading 2018. Great Mother is speaking to you through the intuitive part of your Taurus energy. You're uploading those Taurian default emotional places and spaces of safety, security, and beauty. And when that doesn't feel in alignment, you are sad. When it's very much in alignment, you are happy, that satisfaction of just enjoyment of life. Now, the soul uploads this from your sidereal in Aries and downloads to you intuition that you feel very strongly as moving forward with strong initiative, with clarity, with maybe even being able to see beyond the present status quo into maybe some trends that are going on or some new ways to enjoy your life and that sort of thing. Now, if that doesn't make sense to you, you are definitely at this particular time feeling kind of a wildness or a need to let loose as a result of some new revelations coming to the forefront. This Aries moon energy is coming from your 12th house. Of course, the new moon is in Pisces in the sidereal, and you are therefore at a place of reflection, of remuneration, and recuperation from perhaps a very painful realization of some kind. And you are needing to wild out, or Great Mother is encouraging you to do so with this Baba Yaga moon card. It is a new moon card. It's the scene in The Wizard of Oz when Dorothy and the three arrive at the dark forest on their way to the witch's castle, and they're forewarned by this sign at the edge of the forest not to continue, or at least I'd turn back if I were you. The Baba Yaga card is all about being in a place and a space of accepting the craziness of life and doing your crazy dance to air it through your body, to air it through your mind, to air it through however you need to do so, whether it's dancing, whether it's taking a long walk, whether it's writing a long blog that turns into a book, or whatever you need to do to just kind of wild out that energy. You are continuing your journey through that dark forest, as we see with the throat chakra. That is the chakra of our higher will. We speak our truth through the 5th chakra. We assert our higher desires through the 5th chakra. And we also hear and listen through the 5th chakra. So we're seeing here with the Baba Yaga card being your approach to the new moon, and in fact, the new moon card of your spread, how important it is to heed Great Mother's message about recognizing your emotional state. Taurus moon people, you are feeling some anxiety about what's really going on and really where you are right now. But you are going forward with your understanding that you have come to the end of this realization, and that you are taking inventory of the experience at this time. So allow yourself to do that in whatever way is most appropriate to you, that of course doesn't cause harm to you or others. The transformative opportunity through this is to recognize and to realize that you are fully guided and supported. The law of soul guidance and guardianship is with you and here for you to sustain you through this process. So any help and assistance that you may need is going to automatically come to you if it hasn't already. Great Mother is encouraging you to recognize that. With the yin symbol, we see here reception. And so reception of those Christ energies that connect us to the higher selves of the others in our lives. And this is also a heart chakra card, as we can see with the heart symbol here, that is talking about that lateral connection, that crucifix that connects us to one another and to our higher selves. That ego soul alignment, in fact, within ourselves is the transformative opportunity for you to realize that is exactly what is happening to and for you from this 12th house energy. It is, in fact, an energy that you already realize is pulling you toward a new way of being in your life based on this new way of seeing the world with your inner eye and your new way of feeling. Of course, our moon sign governs our sun sign. What is inspired spiritually and what is felt, intuited, and believed within is what becomes our world and our experience without. So Great Mother does not want you to overlook the fact that within there are still issues. I'm sorry, this is another new moon card. Forget that sometimes because it's lit up with Dorothy there on the dirt road with Toto as they're being kicked off Miss Gulch's property. It's a root chakra card. So she doesn't want you to overlook during this new moon, as you activate the Baba Yaga energies, that there may be some feelings of abandonment and abuse by and from others. she wants you to acknowledge those feelings, because that is what's going to allow you to open up to the Jesus energies. Even though you are feeling that, you are in the process, again, of regrounding yourself. That root chakra is analogous with that first house energy. It's analogous with the beginning of life, the beginning of identity. And you're in the 12th house right now with this Aries moon energy, and the Aries new moon is the lunar new year for Aries. Your new moon in Taurus is coming up a month from now. And so this 12th house energy is really telling us that you're wrapping up the previous lunar year that you've had, Taurus moon people, and you're getting ready to initiate a whole new perspective. So recognize whatever residual feelings of abandonment and abuse that you might have that is related to the journey of this past year, because in your shadow position, you have Moses learning to live the law. And so this card is a first quarter moon card that's telling us that there needs to be, or there has been, a decision made to face a challenge. And so there is a need to act on something that is causing you to not fully recognize what you've learned. So because it's not all conscious yet, what you've learned in this past lunar season, it hasn't come up from the intuitive and the emotion into the mind into clear thoughts yet. It's kind of shadowy. It's kind of dark. It's not clear yet. So you're learning to live the law. You're learning to align that gut with your third eye. You're learning to have the higher mind really take charge of the lower self. You're in that process. And that's why, recognizing this wild woman energy is going to be so useful for you, and working that along with this orphan energy of just maybe expressing some feelings of self-abandonment. How have you been abandoning yourself, perhaps? How have you been not there for yourself in ways that you know you need to be there for yourself, or maybe abusing yourself or your health in ways that you know that you need to align with that higher energy. You need to face the challenge and act on that, because you're dancing with this whole issue of closing out your year in this 12th house reflection on your journey through this zodiac wheel, through your lunar cycle, recognizing the law of mystery and divine order. So you do know that there is some mystery emotionally going on with you. If you're not conscious of it emotionally, then you have been intuiting that there's some things that you're just not understanding right now, and that you need to act on you not understanding it. How do you act on something you don't understand? Well, we have the yang symbol here with the third quarter moon. That is release, letting go. So this release and letting go of these residual feelings of abandonment and abuse is what needs to happen in order for you to fully embrace the new self that you perceive, or that you're projecting yourself to be going forward mid-May. The final work that needs to be done is that release. In your what needs to be let go position is processing. So she's really emphasizing here. That's a balsamic moon card. That's all about recuperation and intuitive downloads that come as a result of that kind of 12th house energy. It's the end of the lunar cycle. So you're at the end of your lunar cycle. And so she's really speaking to you, Aries, Taurus moon people. And she's saying that it's important to process what you have been through this past year emotionally. Really get in there and really recognize what you've been through and really work through that. And what's going to help you is the energy of Pachamama. Get out there with the sea, the trees, the fairies, wherever you are, mountains, the grass, if it's just starting to come through in the spring where you are after a long winter's night. Just, get out there and let the sun shine on your face a little while. It's been a while, hasn't it? Get out there in the new moon, Aries, and with your wishes, your new moon wishes. Go to greatmotherspeaks.info and get your suggested wishes and go out there on the 15th on Sunday, and just, bring it in and let it go. And wishes that are associated with this release of those residual feelings and emotions that apparently are keeping you from regrounding. Okay, they're keeping you from regrounding yourself. Okay, this is the waning gibbous moon. And so you're wanting to go out into the world. You're wanting to share yourself, but it's not time. It's not that season yet. And this new moon energy that has root chakra with the Newt card is all about letting you know why right now it's not time. And it may not be time and this entire lunar cycle, because this is, again, the waning gibbous that's after the full moon. And so the Pachamama is saying the regrounding by that time will be facilitated between now and then by going outside, breathing the air. Even if you're in your car and you roll down your window somewhere in front of the house or outside of work or church or whatever, just consciously and physically connecting with Gaia energy to amplify your intention to process. Okay, it's the Every Mother card, because many times people will have our best intentions at heart, and when we're going through something will be said or something will be done that may kind of derail us unconsciously. And so you're very much aware that there's something mysterious that's going on that you need to be aware of. And so stay with that. Stay with that, knowing that you need to, and that may seem strange to you. That might be why the Wild Woman card is coming up for you. It may seem strange to you that you're actually intuiting something's going on that I need to, but what is it? This is it. That those feelings need to be processed. They need to be put to bed. Okay, make it simple, because underneath the Orphan card is accept your feelings. So by the full moon in Scorpio, which is a rebirth, a regeneration, it's a death moon. Okay, so you can use those energies, those Scorpio full moon energies to, remember what your new moon wishes are, and to really kind of consciously focus on the release of any resentments, any grudges, any psychic attacks even that you might feel from others, and just, saying, I know I'm a divine child of the Great Mother Father God. I release that in the name of Great Mother Father God and my divinity. I have no issue. I'm not giving any energy to that. Not giving any power to that. Okay. And just consciously, again, actively working with this root chakra energy through this yang power, through that yang energy, that conscious energy, that solar energy. We tend to focus on our sun sign, the soul personality, more than we do the soul intuitive emotional state. And that's what we're looking at here, because that full moon in Demeter, accepting your feelings, is going to take you into that waning phase of greater amplification and connection with your physical self, that grounded Taurus self, that grounded earth energy of Taurus, that is going to bring you up to that Taurus new moon, so that by the end of this lunar cycle, your outcome is surrender. You will be surrendering to what this process has rendered for you on an emotional level. You will, in other words, allow yourself to rest in the work that you've done, knowing that you've done the best that you can, and it's enough for what you need at that time. This Yemiya card is a heart chakra card, that crossroads between the ego and the soul. It really has to do with that scene when Dorothy falls asleep in the poppy field right at the edge of Oz's castle. They're right there. But the Wicked Witch, opens up the poppies, and there they are, and that happens sometimes in life when we are innocent and we're learning something new, and this emotional space is a very tenuous space and a very sensitive space to work with. And this outcome of surrender is telling you that even if you do find yourself in places that you don't know, that you're not familiar with. And again, that's why this might be feeling a little wild for you right now. She's saying, just let it go. You know, this is a first quarter moon card. Decide to take on the challenge, just take the action on, to stay conscious and do the best that you can. And what you can't do, what did Tin Man and Scarecrow do? They cried for help, help. And Great Mother was right there. So just ask for the help that you need, Taurus Moon people, about this process of really facing some emotions that may be very uncomfortable for you to do, that may even make you feel like, wow, this is crazy for me to do this. You know, why do I want to go back to this space? Well, the transformative opportunity is to experience and to allow the law of soul guidance and guardianship to be activated for you. You are guarded and protected in this process. It's obviously a part of your soul growth and development with that Aries sidereal soul sign that's wanting to pioneer a new path. It's wanting to move past all that stuff. Okay, it's wanting to process all that stuff and let it out by that Scorpio full moon. Okay, and acceptance of our feelings is a lovely way of returning back home, as Dorothy did. She accepted how she felt with love, and that is exactly what surrender is all about. Thank you so much for watching, sharing, and liking. But above all and most of all, remember, Great Mother loves you, and I do too.